Hey y'all,
welcome back
to the Two Opinionated Insinuations.
Yes, y'all, welcome back.
So let's go ahead and start this thing off properly. And guess what time it is? It's tequila time.
Yes, y'all, get y'all drinks.
It
Let's
is
get
time
into
for tequila and also your Red Bull Boost. Okay, get into it. So we're gonna do today. We're gonna do the next episode of Pose. You guys know that it's coming down to the last two episodes. This is episode 9 of the second season.
Yes, y'all.
So let's get into these scenes, honey.
All right, y'all. So the show pretty open. It opens up pretty much with Blanca's shop got burnt down, y'all. Like
the shop gets burned down. And she's trying to figure out why the cops are saying, oh, well, it's because of the chemicals. And she's like, well, I don't smoke, but I do use those chemicals because it's a nail salon. But there's no way that the shop should have burnt down just by the chemicals sitting there. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all ain't never heard of a nail shop burning down because of the acetone and all that. Y'all ain't never heard that. I ain't never heard that either. Most people with a nail salon know what they can and cannot do. And quite frankly, most of the nail salons that I go to, the men be hopping right outside to smoke a cigarette.
Yeah.
So it ain't that flammable.
No. So they basically make it seem like it did it on its own. She's like, no, I don't even smoke here. This is something else. Basically trying to get them to really do an investigation without really saying it.
Right.
And then in comes Frederica, which is the owner, you guys, of the location, the building.
Yes.
And she's just like, speaking subliminally to Blanca, kind of like, oh, well, I learned some things from you based off what you said. And it's just a shame that, I was just driving by and I saw that my business was up in flames.
Talking about it's a good thing that I went ahead, because after getting to know Blanca, she raised her insurance on the building because she had a feeling that something like this would happen.
Right.
Girl, you torched your own building. Is that what you're saying? Because that's what I got.
Because she knew she would get more money based off of the insurance increase.
And got Blanca right on up out the door, talking about now you can go back to,
your
pretty much,
box,
wherever she
apartment.
came from. Y'all, that right there just had me like, no the fuck you did not do that shit.
Yes, she did.
Either way, y'all, Blanca's shop is burnt down.
Burnt down.
To the ground, like, y'all, it's nothing, she can't salvage anything in there. All of her work is up in flames. It's just over and done.
She got to start all the way back
completely,
over.
all her savings down the drain.
So, of course, she goes in and she tells the girls, that would be Lulu, Angel, and Electra about what happened or whatever. And we got to talk about Electra because she's still in the dominatrix thing. That's how she's still getting her little paper.
Yeah, she's making money.
So, Electra has one of her clients, and here's another client that likes to be left alone in her room
while
bondage.
Yeah.
And she's just like, listen, it's been 3.5 hours. What you want to do? I got places to be. And he's like, well, I'm not leaving town like all the other Wall Street people. I'd just rather be locked up.
Right.
So she's like, oh, okay, well, if you were leaving town, whatever, where you going? He's like, oh, I got this little beachfront. So she gets an idea basically and goes back and tells the girls, hey, well, let's go on a girls trip.
Right. She winds up bringing up, hey, let's do a girls trip. It's hot as fuck in New York, and they need to get out. Like, y'all, it had to be hot, because through this girls talk while Blanca's sitting up there telling them about the shop or whatever, they got popsicles, they sweating all over the place.
3 or 4 fans.
Electra ass is so selfish and talking about how hot it is, and of course they like, well, you the one with the nice place, why we can't go back to your air conditioned loft or whatever? And Electra's like, well, even with the heat, first of all, it's still hot, and even with the heat, I can't get rid of the smell. What smell?
Y'all remember in one of the other episodes previously, we told you about one of her clients dying on her from a drug overdose. And instead of them really dumping the body, they put this man's body into like a storage bin, kind of like a trunk. that you know, put clothes and shoes and stuff in your closet.
Right.
And he's been there ever since. Mind you, this is episode 9. This happened early on in the season with the dead body.
It apparently had to be wintertime when it happened because they were wearing clothes and
they
stuff.
were wearing
and
the big coats too.
Smell it then.
Right.
But now it's hot.
Yeah.
Because even with a window air conditioning unit, it's beginning to smell.
Smell? Why?
This old lady from the Caribbean has a fish fry, and it wafts through the hallway. The stench intensifies when the thermostat hits 85 degrees.
And now that it's hot, it's like the smell is coming out. So she's like, "No, we can't go over to my house even with the air blowing." But she was able to kind of respond in a way that, you know, the girls wouldn't know that it was a dead body.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, so they gonna do a girls trip.
They gonna do a girls trip.
Let's do a girls trip. So we move on to the next scene where they're preparing for the girls trip. You know, they got their swimsuits, they getting their stuff together, and mind you, they look good. Like these, Electra got on a nice little sexy one piece. Her body looking all nice and toned, and then Angel got her little 2-piece on with her head wrap and stuff. I'm like, oh, they is stepping it up. Like, they look, so they look good, y'all.
Yes.
Like, hella good. Lulu came down there. She looked good, too, in her little 2-piece. You know, she the thickest one out of all of them. But she looked good.
Yes.
And then you got Blanca who comes in, and she, you know, just like any regular schmegular girl, let me throw some shorts
She's
and
definitely
a t-shirt.
a round the way girl.
Most definitely, and I think that's something that we love about her. But
She came in with the cootie cutters.
Yep.
And a nice little tank top. Honey, I was like, okay, well, you know.
I thought she looked fine.
I thought she looked fine too, but compared to everybody else who had on swimsuits,
she did.
You could definitely tell it was kind of like fabulously shopping and swap me shopping.
Pretty much.
Listen, hey, I get down with the bargains too, so
Hell
I can
yeah.
understand where Blanca is coming from. Shit, your shop just blew up.
I mean, it is what it is. I thought she still looked good. Electra had an issue.
Of course.
Like, let me find you some in my closet.
She said, where's my nerves pill?
Look, Blanca let it be known, like, I don't look like y'all.
No.
I guess it's easier for her to get clocked as opposed to them who, you know, they kind of got the assets already, as opposed to she
her
just
being
kinda,
up and down. But I think where she is wrong, I think it's more so a self-conscious issue, maybe like a self-esteem issue, because she actually can pass.
Yeah.
She has very nice legs. When she does dress up, she dresses up and she looks fabulous, especially with the good hair and the makeup when it's done correctly. She can definitely pass without a doubt. But maybe they want, you know, this character to kind of be a little, you know, self-observed. I don't know.
I mean, either way, they gave her a little mini makeover.
Yeah.
Suitable for her. So of course she wasn't all in the 2 pieces like them showing everything, but she had her little 2-piece outfit that fit for her.
Very short skirt and a nice little crop top.
Yeah, it was really, she looked
it worked
cute.
out.
Yeah, they all looked cute.
Yes.
And now that everybody's ready, it's time to head to the beach.
Yes. So they take a little hour drive. Electra pawned some of her stuff to make sure that they get a card to get there.
Damn, is that what she said? She pawned her...
Yeah, she said she pawned some of her bags to get the card.
Girl, and upgraded them. They was in a nice little Buick.
Yeah, they had a nice little car. They got there. Unfortunately, Electra can't really drive as good.
This girl was driving in the middle. Shit. She was driving in the middle of the street. Come on, Electra. Where did you get your license?
Right. I
On the
don't even
bodega.
think
She don't have no license. She bought one from the bodega. A little fake ID.
So they get there and the house is extravagant, you guys.
Yes,
like it
beautiful.
was lovely.
It was very beautiful.
But then of course, you know, everybody asking questions like, whose house is this? How'd you pay for this? And Electra dropped the bomb. And it's kind of like, let me go gonna show you guys how we were able to afford this nice beachfront.
Yes, y'all. They take their ass to the garage, and that same client that was telling Electra in the beginning about how he has a beach house that he doesn't visit often, well, he's visiting this weekend. He's locked up in a cage, bonded up in his little leather cat suit, and he's with them for the weekend, chilling in the garage.
Right. He wants to be in the cage. I mean,
he's
it was
crazy.
definitely asked. Blanca was a little bit nervous that he would die off like Electra's last client. So she's like, listen, I know you want us to come back the next day, but we'll be back in a couple of hours to see if you want something to drink or something to eat. But this man is not here for it. He had the little isolation headset on. He didn't want to hear nothing. He wanted to be in his leather get up. I mean, all the way down, y'all. So he wanted to sweat. And he wanted to be caged in a fetal position.
Yeah, he
was in a real live cage, okay?
Yes, y'all. Yes, he was caged up. It was...
I was shocked.
Yeah, it was. But hey, if he like it, I love it. And if I can get a nice little beach house for the weekend and I ain't having to pay nothing but what I'm going to do while I'm there.
Right.
Okay, I'm cool with it. Me and my girls finna enjoy this while you stay locked up in the garage. So that's what happened.
Speaking of enjoying, they went to the beach, and Blanca is like, let me get out here in this water because my mama always talked about it, but I've never been here. And Electra opts out, and so does Lulu. But then Angel is like, well, you know, if you promise me you ain't gonna let me drown, I'm gonna go in with you. So they say, oh, we're gonna just go, you know, knee high up. But the next thing we know, Blanca is drowning.
Y'all, I see Angel run out
She's
the water.
running. Electra. Like Electra gonna get in there and help.
But Blanca is not there. I'm like, what happened to Blanca? How did you damn near drown, Blanca? What did you let Angel? Did you let your mother's hand go?
Like,
I'm confused. You so concerned about, if you hold my hand and promise me, and like y'all having this nice little sentimental walk up into the beach holding hands, pinky promising and shit, and you done let her go.
right.
She drowning.
I'm just sitting here like, this is ridiculous. So, of course, you know, the lifeguard jumps off. He goes out. He saves Blanca, brings her back to the shore. And, of course, he got to do mouth-to-mouth for the CPR. So, kissy, kissy, kissy. He's giving her that mouth-to-mouth. And, of course, you know, Blanca comes back, too. And it's like, ooh, woke up to goddess, honey.
Finest, honey. He looks good. He's a nice looking man. So, you know, when I saw that, it was kind of like,
yeah,
maybe some little weekend love or something. You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
So, another thing that was spoken about at the beach was Blanca and Angel having a discussion about whether or not she was keeping her promises as far as indulging in drugs. This is
You keeping yours? What are you talking about?
Drugs? I ain't done none of that. I know you got people checking on me, watching. No, but seriously, I haven't touched any of that stuff.
Angel.
Right.
And Angel says, you know, she hasn't gotten back to it, but she, you know, also hasn't gotten back to it because Blanca has people watching her, you know, trying to ensure that she does not fall back into drugs. And so Angel is kind of like, listen, you know, I don't want to do that. I want to get back into your good graces so me and Poppy can come back home. She ultimately wants to move back home with Blanca. But Blanca is kind of like, listen, you and your man got your own place. Eventually, you'll be a mother yourself. So you want to keep something that you can call your own.
Right.
And so she kind of give her that pep talk to be able to, you know, learn to be a little bit more mature and also think about being a mother in the long run.
Right.
So that was something else that was mentioned at the beach as well.
Another thing that was mentioned at the beach was Electra just confiding in Lulu about, you know, her missing Candy, and that, you know, Candy got on her nerves and she doesn't really have a lot of regrets about Candy, but the one thing that she does regret is at her funeral not actually going up to the casket.
Right.
I
I wish Candy was here. I miss that girl. I was so preoccupied with giving her a distinguished send-off that I never went up to her casket. I don't have any regrets, but I do regret that.
And so she was a little bothered about that. She said, I really regret not pretty much saying my final goodbye to Candy.
Right.
So she did confide that with Lulu, and you know, I thought that was interesting because if you all remember back on that funeral episode, everybody got a visit from Candy after she was dead except Elektra.
Right.
So that I thought that was very interesting that, you know, she felt the way about that. She did regret that. So that is another thing that was talked about at the beach. There was a couple things talked about at the beach, but that was talked about. And then
but did we or did we not say that Candy was going to do more cameos?
Yeah, we haven't seen her in these past 2 episodes.
Just the last 2 because of Ricky and Prey.
Yeah.
But prior to like almost a 1 through 5 episodes this season, she was in it.
She was. I mean, actually, I forgot. I mean, these last couple episodes been so juicy. I kind of forgot that Elektra ain't talked to Candy.
Yeah.
I was over it at this point.
So,
hey.
back to this episode. Okay, we got to talk about the ladies getting prepared to go out to dinner.
Yes, Elektra. Oh, Elektra is something else. She goes to the damn garage like, where are the adult beverages? Trying to figure out. You sound just like trying to ask the man that's her client, you know, where your stuff at? You got this big ass house, you ain't got shit here.
Nothing to drink besides scotch and beer.
That just won't do. That will just not do. So she decides that, hey, everybody get dressed. We finna go out and have a feast and get us a drink. And that's just what we finna do.
And it's on me.
It's gonna be on Mother Elektra.
Yes.
We're going out and treating ourselves to a feast and a drink.
I just won. And I've always wanted to try one of those Long Island iced teas.
Yes.
Well, Blanca dear, when in Rome, ladies talk.
So
The one time that she's not being selfish.
Y'all know how selfish she is.
Because she's just like, no, I'm not about to get sweat. No, I'm not about to mess up this designer and this designer. Oh, I'm not going to let you wear my hat or my purse or my shoes. Oh, no, we can't be seen, you know, galloping around with these type of people. You know, she's always been like that selfish type of person throughout the seasons. And it's kind of like, oh, you know, it was good to see her smile and be, you know, giving to her children.
That family time, it was a nice family time
because
trip.
they were all in her house before.
I mean,
on that first season, all of them were in her house.
I'm actually trying to figure out how not Lulu, but Angel is not necessarily her daughter.
Angel is her daughter because she was there when Blanca was there as well.
That's
during
her
the
grandmother.
first season. But I guess when Blanca stepped out, Angel kind of went after her and to live in her house with Evangelista's. But I believe that maybe Elektra doesn't see Angel as being her daughter so much as Blanca, because Blanca instills a lot more in her than Elektra even had the time to do during that first season.
Either way, y'all, mother and daughters
Guys.
got dressed.
Yes.
And they went out to it looked like a nice little country
It looked
club
like a
restaurant.
nice country club.
That's exactly what that was. A lot of just white folks all over the place.
They were the only black, Latino.
Yeah, it was no minorities. It was just white folks. So they didn't let that bother them. They set their ass right on down. Got their Long Island iced tea. They lobster.
Calamari.
They oysters. They, what's the fish eggs? Damn. I feel like I ain't got no culture. But y'all know the caviar. Got the caviar, and the calamari, yep. So they just having them a good time, just doing what mothers and daughters do. And then next thing you know, Blanca got to go to the bathroom because they've been drinking like since they've been there. Apparently they've been there for hours. And then we got this little preppy Caucasian lady come her ass over to the table. Y'all, this lady was like, oh, me and my girlfriends are frequent visitors of this here establishment, and you know, we're having a hard time enjoying ourselves around the likes of pretty much people like you.
Because your voice is too deep.
It's talking
it's
about
resonating.
Yeah,
It's
like
too loud.
it's too loud. And Electra was like, "So what exactly can we do for you?" And she said, "Pretty much y'all need to be quiet, and pretty much y'all need to get out because what she said. She said, I know a man dressed as a woman when I see one, and we do not tolerate that type of behavior or activity here in this establishment."
Now, this was a guest, not a staff member of the restaurant. A guest.
Who's a frequent visitor. She's always there with her and her girlfriends, but she just feels the need to say something. So she had to let it be known that I know what y'all are and I'm not cool with it.
Ain't nobody asking for your approval, Becky.
When I tell you Electra got up. Y'all, I can't even give you the words that she said, but let me tell you, she took a break, took a sip, and read her again.
Please. I'm a loyal customer here, out with my girlfriends, and
And what is it that we can do for you?
there's nothing peaceful about your grating voices. Cackling so loudly, we can't even hear our own conversation. And I know a man pretending to be a woman when I see one, and I see three right in front of me.
God may have blessed you with Barbies, a backyard with a pony in it, a boyfriend named Jake, and an unwanted pregnancy that your father paid to terminate so you could go to college and major in being a basic bitch.
Clear your throat.
Lubricate.
Read that bitch.
Your uniform of ill-fitting J. Crew culottes, fake pearls, and 50-cent crunchies.
Like, you know, I don't know who you think you are, but I'm more of a woman than you are. I'm content within myself. I don't wear these, what she said, the roller set type of hairstyles and the picnic get up and a whole lot of other
pearls.
stuff. She said the pearls was fake.
Girl.
It was just a whole lot of. She even called the people that were sitting over there waiting on homegirl to get back. She called them flunkies or some type of Brady Bunch.
Honey.
It was just a lot. And I'm just sitting here like, oh, she said, and you can pick your mouth up off the floor.
Go back
When
there
you
and eat
go
your
back
clam
over there.
chowder. You better eat the clam chowder before it eats you.
And you got Angel and Lulu like, yes, mother, give it to her.
Yes.
Read her. Here's a sip. Take a sip and get back to that bitch.
Yeah.
Like, they was egging her on. And Electra was just like, damn, I forgot to flip the table over.
Girl, it just killed me because I'm like, Lulu talking about some. You ain't even do your signature.
The signature move.
Flip the table because y'all
Trying to
realize
flip the
like
table.
Electra just started that shit out of nowhere, but she did it with everybody. When she moved to everybody's house,
Yeah.
she flipped everybody's
She flipping
table
everybody's
over.
table.
And she was like, "Damn, I forgot that. Let us invite her back over for an encore."
Right.
No, Mama Electra, sit your ass down. She had enough.
So while Electra is wrecking havoc, here you got Blanca running into the lifeguard again, and he invites her on a stroll.
Stroll on the beach, y'all.
So she goes back and she tells them, you know, I just ran into such and such. He wants to, you know, stroll along the beach, and I told him yes. And so everybody was a little bit afraid that he would kind of freak out on her. So everybody like, okay, here go the brass knuckles. Here goes the
stun gun,
the switchblade, the
yep.
knife. I mean, like, they was making sure that she was straight.
Right.
Because Blanca was persistent in saying that she wanted to go on this stroll.
Right, and I think this was definitely one of the key points of conversation.
Yeah.
For Pose, the fact that like something that they said really stuck with me. They were like, the men hate to love us. Like they really hate to love us, even though they love us, especially at nighttime. Like
Up in the middle of the night with a stranger. You know you can't trust a man once the sun goes down. That's probably what happened to Candy. They don't kill us because they hate us. They kill us because they hate what it means to love us.
So am I supposed to just, but I have to trust my instincts on this one. I'm going.
y'all know how men be feeling about when their business come out being with a transgendered woman, how they just who that was, Bobby Valentino, they had a video of his ass running out the damn hotel. Like, men, they really getting their feelings about that.
Well, not even saying it wasn't him, but just was like kind of making up stories to make it seem like the other person was in the wrong and they weren't. But, and I mean, that also resonates in also heterosexual relationships as well, because these men out here having a whole nother relationship, and then it comes out that the side chick is, you know, being exposed, finally brought to the light, and then you want to try to make it seem like it's her fault and not your fault for being in a whole nother relationship and then being caught with somebody else. Right. So it was kind of like that, and you know, you basically saw the sisterhood with Blanca, Lulu, Electra, and Angel, and it was like, you know, who can you lean on besides your friends? Who's gonna console you like your girls?
Who's gonna be real with you?
Yes.
So she goes ahead, takes the weapons, gather her weapons.
I bet that bag was heavy.
Hell yeah. And she goes on her little walk on the beach. And, you know, they're getting to know each other. He's talking about how he decided to become a doctor. He's studying to become a doctor because his mom had a form of cancer. I can't remember exactly the type that she had, but she had cancer. And he noticed that, you know, all the nurses and LPNs and RNs are people of color, but all the doctors are white folks, and he just feels like it'd be better if someone of our own is caring for our own. So, you know, he said he's studying to be a doctor, and, you know, she, Blanca tells a little bit about herself, how, you know, she's in the beauty industry, and that she had a dream that kind of just came burning down, literally, at the beginning of the episode, you know, her shop burning down, and, you know, he's like, you know, I'm sorry, and pretty much within that talk, he says that he knows that she's a special woman.
But he didn't outright come out and say that he knew that she was transgender.
Some things don't need to be spoken.
Some things don't need to be spoken, but in order for her to be secure within herself and not think that it's going to fail, I think she needs that validation.
Well, she was acting like she got that validation because after he said, I know Blanca, she was like, oh, so you've been with a woman like me before? And he was like, no, I haven't been with a woman like you before, but the woman, pretty much the woman that he sees is kind,
funny.
You is kind, you is smart, you is important. That's pretty much what he said. That's the type of woman that he sees, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters to him.
You know, my community and the outside world and all those things.
I know, Blanca. You don't have to pretend with me.
So you've been with a girl like me before?
No, it's not like that.
And
I just think he should have came out and said it before she went back and told all the other girls that
Why?
he knew.
Because it's such a sensitive topic.
It is a sensitive topic, and she needs that validation. She's already self-conscious and a little bit has a little low self-esteem. You need to have that validation to know that this man really knows exactly who I am, what I stand for, what I've come from. And I think she needs that. I mean, she really needs to. She got to think about it, she ain't had no relationship the whole season and also all of last season.
At all.
You know, so now it's to the point where, dang, maybe I do understand what Pray Tell was saying. You know, she hasn't voiced this, but the things that she was speaking on this episode, she talked about being loved and being wanted and having passion and intimacy with somebody without having sex. You know, she longs for that. So for her to mention all of the same things that Pray Tell mentioned, I'm hoping by the next episode, which is going to be the finale, that she understands where Pray Tell is coming from when it comes to Ricky. You know?
Hopefully they make up. That's a prediction for next week.
Right.
Maybe
hopefully they'll make up because she's able to
relate
at this point.
Yeah. Sparks are. I definitely agree with that assumption because Sparks flew with Prey and Ricky, and it seems like Sparks are gonna fly with Adrian and Blanca because they kissed, y'all.
They kissed.
It was a nice little sweet kiss,
sweet little innocent looking kiss.
They kissed, but ultimately she's getting them butterflies. She's understanding what Prey is feeling, so I definitely understand where you're coming from with that. But yeah, y'all, they kissed, and she didn't go home till the next morning. She was walking and doing the walk of shame, even though they didn't do anything. But yeah, she came back to the beach house the next morning, and told the girls how it went, and they asked if she told him about her being a special lady, and she said, "Oh, he knew." Is that hair? You see that
on the camera?
Yeah, told him that she knew and that and that pretty much she had a good time. She's very hopeful. She gave him her number. So I guess we'll see how things go with that, y'all.
So they ride back to the house. What?
Ride back to they at the house, girl.
They not at the house. During the time of the conversation where she's telling them about the dude, they still at the beach house.
Oh no. So that's what I was gonna say. The client. Electra let the client go from the garage.
We don't give a fuck about that. That's
well,
not the main point.
No, I give a fuck about it because I feel Electra made a good point. Like Electra made a good point on, do you know how luxurious your life is? Because dude wants to be isolated so bad. So she was like, you get to choose loneliness, and some people do not get to choose loneliness.
You wouldn't find me for days. Forever, maybe.
Do you realize how luxurious your life is? You have the luxury of choosing loneliness. For some people, it's not optional.
And I felt that shit because look at Blanca, how she had that conversation with Pray Tell about relationships or whatever. So I definitely thought that was very important to bring up.
You felt it?
No, I didn't feel it, but I was like, damn.
In comparison to the other characters.
Yeah, to the other characters. I was like, damn, you know what? Some people can't help but be lonely.
Yeah. As
opposed to some people choose to be lonely because, I choose not to spend my time with some people, but you got some people who just can't get a look. So it's like, girl, I understood what you were saying. I felt it when I was early on in age.
Everybody get a look.
I feel like in that moment, Electra was kind of talking about herself. Like,
she probably was.
She was looking.
She's just missing that man that was giving her all the cake. She also loved that dude
him.
too.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think she loved him, and it really hurt him that he.
Because she brought him up during conversation a little bit. She missed him, but also it's not like Electra can't get nobody else.
That's another thing.
She just chooses not to want to do that because I'm pretty sure a lot of her customers has tried to date her, or maybe even people from the ball, or maybe even people from the other place that she's working at the restaurant. But
I think because she got that surgery, they don't want her. They know what she was or what she used to be.
Right.
But like she wanted that surgery so bad and it didn't turn out for her the way she wished it was, and I'm definitely noticing that.
Yeah, she thought that man was gonna love her more because she got the surgery for the transitioning. But he wanted that, there. And you went and you took that away from him without his consent. And now it's like, I don't want you no more. I told you not to do it, and you went behind my back, and you did it anyway, so it's over. So I hate that for her, which you guys need to go back and watch the first season if you want to get a little bit more information about that. Right. But, yeah, so she's not dating this season. She really is just working a lot, trying to get her money together and trying to get that Mother of the Year trophy.
Pretty much. So, yeah, she lets him go, and then now they're driving right on back to the house.
And ironically, they have that lip sync.
They lip syncing in the car, like they having a good old time.
My first mistake was
that's the Invo. What is it? Invo, right? That's what it is.
Yeah,
they were singing "Hold On."
Invo, y'all.
They were into it, y'all. Like they were having a good time.
And Electra looks in the review, and guess who's there? None other than freaking Candy.
Candy finally gave Electra an appearance.
Yes.
She must have saw that she was talking about her and regretted the fact that she never came up to her casket. So she was like, and also throughout the actually throughout this episode, Electra said a couple times that she missed Candy.
Mrs. Candy, you acting like Candy, Lulu. That's
yeah,
something
she
Candy
references
would say.
Candy a lot, so you could tell she felt it. And I guess Candy was like, "Well, you asking for me?
Let me give you this validation that you need, so you can get the closure." So she finally gave her an appearance. Candy's in the back seat doing this lip sync, and y'all have to think
know
about
that's her thing.
She asked Pray Tell and the people of the council to put this as a category at the balls, and she never was able to get that before she passed away. So this was her time to shine. So we were able to see that, and they get back to the house. Angel and Blanca is there, and it was a message.
It was a voicemail.
You're right.
And they checked that voicemail, and who was it? Sexy ass lifeguard. Like, I know you haven't made it home yet, Blanca, but I just wanted to let you know that I'm thinking about you, and
I've been thinking about you. Oh, na, 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 na.
y'all, I couldn't believe. I said, "Oh, he called quick."
Yeah,
They were both surprised when they were listening to that voicemail. Like, I can't believe he called, because Blanca was thinking that he probably wouldn't call. But he called.
He called.
And she called him right back.
So we want you guys to let us know below what you think is going to happen in the next episode. I'm going to predict that Blanca is going to realize that her and Pray Tell are a little bit alike. A lot more than what she thought. And also, she's definitely going to have maybe another scene with the lifeguard.
Maybe he'll come visit.
Or maybe he'll come visit. Or maybe she'll go back down. Either way, that's that prediction about that. I think we are going to see maybe a glimpse of Damon. Not sure if it's going to be as long as we thought. But maybe just like a little snippet. Maybe even a phone call or a letter. We're definitely going to see probably a little bit of Ricky and Pray Tell again.
I'm curious to know how that's going to
Maybe
end out.
at the ball or something, just to see them interact together openly in front of everybody. And
I hope Electra finally gets rid of the body in the next episode, because you do not need to go into another season with that body
with the
in
body
your closet.
in your closet. You have
Get
to
rid of
that
it.
dead body.
You should have been threw that shit off in a damn bridge or something. Like some water, bury it or something.
Yeah.
Or something. Like, do something about it.
At this point, the body is still obviously rotten. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Going through decomposition.
Yep.
And girl, what you want? You want the maggots and all that to start coming out of the box?
You don't want that.
What's going on? Get rid of that body.
Please get rid of the body.
Okay? Candy ain't there to help you, but I'm sure somebody else will.
Blanca will help you.
I know.
She know. So get
the
rid of the
neighbors
body.
gonna start smelling it
That's gonna be the thing when you have other people that start smelling it
and saying that it's coming from your place.
You better go ahead and let that go.
She got a nice little extravagant little condo, but it ain't that good if it smell bad.
Your clothes don't stink,
girl. You walking out smelling like dead people. Like,
do better.
Listen, you got to do better, honey.
Either way.
So, the next episode is the finale. So we would definitely like to hear what you guys have to say. Please let us know what you think about this video.
Yes,
you know, if you do comment or give us a thumbs up or thumbs down, please let us know why, so we can try and make some improvements for you guys.
Yeah,
or maybe we should just keep it consistent. You feel me? So please hit that like button, subscribe button, share button, and follow me. Yeah.
Yes, y'all. Follow us.
Yes.
And check out the other videos on our channel, please, because Pose is coming to an end. So now we're trying to figure out like where we want to go next. So yeah, check out the other videos. Let us know what you all think. I know you really like Pose. If there's something else along the lines of Pose that you like, you know, let us know.
Let us know, and we will get into it and bring you the tea. Okay? We'll see you guys next time. Peace.